Good evening, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube segment on the Cosmic Weaver Consulting. And this evening, I want to talk a little bit about how can someone, about life coaching and the tarot. I'm sure that many of you have the question, the thoughtful, very thoughtful question of how can somebody life coach and give advice as a life coach, counselor, and be a tarot reader at the same time? Well, actually, using first of all, using a media uh, as part of therapy can be very therapeutic. It can be often much more therapeutic than just doing traditional verbal therapy. You know, um, as I may have mentioned before, I have a bachelor's degree in art therapy. And doing art therapy with patients and clients have many advantages over verbal therapy for many reasons. It really does depend. But I find that having a focal point that both the client and the therapist or counselor can share often eases the tension that comes with a client sharing information, secrets, difficult content with a therapist or counselor. So that's the first reason I'll introduce a media as part of our therapeutic work, first of all. So I might even invite a first-time client to doodle on art paper with a pencil or pen or even markers while they're conversing with a therapist or counselor, because it just makes it easier to converse or talk or speak about difficult things. And some things are very hard to talk about, so it's just better to maybe represent that in a form, in an art form, or doodling form, or even with written messages on a piece of paper. So, I have learned that employing the tarot during my life coaching sessions can be very helpful in 98% of the times, just not 100%, because as humans we're very complicated, and one thing doesn't really, like tarot readings, could be helpful to most people, but maybe not all people. So that's the first aspect to this. The second aspect to tarot readings is someone will come in and want to do a session and talk about things that's going on in their life, but they come in confused or not knowing what is the most important thing to talk about first, or just how to go about communicating what is bothering them. So they'll come in and it might be quiet and they might talk about a couple of things that's going on, and I might invite a tarot session, just to get to, quote, the heart of the matter. Let's see what is the most important thing to discuss. So that's the second reason that I employ tarot readings in my life coaching sessions. Now understand that I don't always use tarot cards when I'm having a life coaching session with a client. It just depends on the situation. And not all people are open to getting a psychic channeling or reading. And so they're like, I don't want that. I'm very Baptist church oriented, and it's just not my thing. I completely understand and I completely respect that. Okay, so the third reason employing the tarot reading in a life coaching session would be somebody comes in, and this is very common. They talk about a relationship with someone they have, usually it's romantic, and they just don't know what to do. They don't know what course of action to take with this person they're having a difficult romantic relationship with, or even how to look at it, or what perspective to adopt. Or a lot of times they come in and they are just really confused about that relationship, and they might even feel guilty for thoughts and feelings they have about their partner. And so getting a tarot reading can be very tension diffusing, first of all, and then it might even help clarify what is really going on in the relationship. I find that often doing a tarot reading in a situation like this can be very affirming to the client, because wow, you picked that up. That's exactly the way I really feel about that person. Or I can't believe you got that, because yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking and feeling about that person, you know. Or it might be something completely different. I may have something to say in a tarot reading where the client might say, wow, I never really thought about that about my partner. I didn't realize he might be having this going on or that going on, and he's really afraid to talk to me about it, and blah, blah, blah. And that might just change everything. You know, it might, the client might feel more motivated, empathic in her relationship or his relationship with her partner, and say, well, let me go take a few days, think about it, talk, and be more open to my partner and see what happens, and I'll come back and get another session and we can proceed, you know. So there are some of the examples of why I employ the tarot when I do life coaching sessions. So they can go hand in hand very well. I thought that you might like to know. And if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave your comments on my website, www.theweaverstarot.com, and on my YouTube channel, the Cosmic Weaver Consulting.com. If you have liked this video and would like to see more of them, please click like and subscribe. Have a great evening. Namaste.